Hey guys, welcome back. I know I said that I wanted to look more into the meaning of life and that I was going to make that a little project, but I was rereading this book because of Winn-Dixie, and honestly, I suggest it. It's a really good book. It almost made me cry. But, and I found this one really good quote about judging other people, and I was thinking, wow, I should make a video about this. So, here I am. Here's the quote. You gotta remember, you can't always judge people by the things they done. You got to judge them by what they are doing now. You judge Otis by the pretty music he plays and how kind he is to them animals. Because that's all you know about him right now, alright? So I thought this was pretty meaningful because I know that I've judged people based on what they have done in the past, and I was judged for things that I had done in the past, and it does not feel good. And when you realize that you've judged someone else and they're actually completely different from what people tell you, you realize that you wrongfully judged them, and then you feel bad, and yeah, it's a whole big mistake. I'm first going to talk about this time in my life that I felt super judged, and my life kept like being set back by these judgments people made about me based on what I'd done years ago, and how that changed my view of things and how I judge people. So back in 6th grade, when I didn't know yet that I had bipolar disorder, it was the year before I was diagnosed, and I had stolen $200 from a teacher's desk and got suspended for it, and I still don't remember what was going through my head at the time that I did. After that time, it was really hard to make friends in middle school because everybody pretty much knew I had done it, so nobody really wanted to talk to me, and anytime I met somebody new, somebody had to tell them about what I'd done, and immediately that person was turned away from me. And that carried over to high school too. Really, every time I met someone, there would be someone that would go and tell them. And I was honestly at the time, I was like, guys, just get over it. Like, I made a mistake, and I was really sad. And I guess I got over it too. I found friends that accepted me for who I was at the moment, and people actually still did bring up stuff even by like junior year, but honestly at that point I was just like, seriously. But at the same time it kind of was like, dang, do people still remember this about me? Anyway, so that moving on from that experience, I learned that you can't judge people by what they've done in the past, especially when it's been that long ago, because you don't know what kind of person they are now, and you shouldn't be listening to other people about what kind of person they are when you see for yourself. You should base your beliefs about someone based on what you see and know about them and interacting with them rather than what other people say about them. First thing I think is you should give people the benefit of the doubt. When you first meet them, when they do something that you don't exactly agree with, you should look behind just their actions. You should see why they made those decisions. They don't wake up in the morning and say, I want to make people feel bad, or I want to make this terrible decision. So you should always see the other side of the story and where they might have been coming from. Sometimes it might seem like what someone did was inexcusable, and sometimes I felt this way. I was like, how dare that person do that, and how dare they not think about the way it might make me feel. And honestly, I've had people tell me to judge others and just let them go because of one thing they did, and actually recently that happened a lot. I had this issue with a guy, and we had been together, and he ended up blocking me after he had broken up with me over distance. I thought I'd never done anything to him to deserve that, and people were telling me he's not worth your time and whatever, but in my head I was like, I mean, it's understandable. If he wanted to get over me, he didn't want to see what I was doing, and didn't want to be in contact with me for that time. So I forgave him for that. And then later he came back and said, I think we could try to be friends. And at first I was kind of hesitant. I was like, I don't think I'm over this yet. And then a little while later, I decided to go back and say, why don't we just try this? And then again, he just said, I don't think we should be friends actually, because I don't think I could ever see you just as a friend. It's all or nothing. And then he unfriended me again. And the next day was his birthday, so I said happy birthday, and then he just flat out blocked me. And at that point I was like, well, he had done it before. I guess this is just his way of coping, and honestly I just let it go. Like, whatever happens, happens. But again, you don't always know the reasons for why people do things. You can only assume they had a good reason for what they did, at least one that made sense to them. It's not that they were necessarily trying to make you feel bad or wanted to do it out of just pure meanness. It could be because of their own insecurities. That's also something that you should look out for in yourself. If you feel insecure, then you might be more susceptible to judging others, and when you judge others, it's easier to judge yourself. So it kind of goes both ways, and you should try to stop judging in general, because it's bad for yourself when you judge yourself, and when you judge others, you see them in a different light, and often wrongfully so. It also makes you feel bad later when you realize they're not the person that you first judged them to be. Last thing is, you should remember what it feels like to be judged, and you should be careful not to judge others in the same way that you would not want to be judged. That's it for today, and my little spiel about judging others. And I hope you guys look out for that in yourself and try to judge less, both yourself and others. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.